Oh, Jamestown, having so many problems. But don't worry, they start to figure it out. And once they figure it out, all the people are probably like, alright, maybe they're not playing Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, but they are probably pretty happy. And a lot of that credit goes to Pocahontas. This is not what Pocahontas actually looked like, nor does she marry John Smith. But today we'll clear up some other issues, including why raccoons are not that friendly, and why trees very rarely talk to you. So, Jamestown, life is getting better. So, one of the first big developments is that a man named John Rolfe, he plants tobacco near Jamestown. And for a colony that for a while, for its existence, was not making any money, suddenly tobacco, people desire it. It becomes what's known as a cash crop. And a cash crop is something that you can grow and sell immediately for money, good money. So John Rolfe introduces it, and people in Europe start to quite enjoy it and smoke it a lot. John Rolfe, with his newfound fame and glory, he marries a woman named Pocahontas. Pocahontas can be seen on the right. That is an actual image of her that was done when she went to England. Rolfe takes her back to England after marrying her, and she is dressed up like the English ladies. While she's in England, she catches a disease and unfortunately dies. But while life might not have been better for Pocahontas, for the English colonists in Jamestown, life is very good. So with economic stability, Jamestown could expand. So since they could expand, they create more settlements, and that results in a colony. It results in the Virginia colony. And since they're far away from England, and since there's a lot of people that are living there, they need a way to govern themselves. And in this image, what you have is what's known as the House of Burgesses. So 1619, the House of Burgesses is established, and it's really where you have representatives who represent the people of Virginia, and they make the decisions. So it's the first representative assembly in America, which is the House of Burgesses. And as the land starts to expand, as settlements expand, the Virginia Company, the ones that settled all of this, they want more people to show up. More people to farm the goods, more people to make money. And one way that they get people to come, it's what's known as the Headright system. Now, the Headright system means this. Any person that could pay to come to America would get 50 acres of land. So if you have the money to pay for your way, pay for your passage on a ship, you will be given 50 acres of land once you reach America. If you bring anyone with you, so if you bring your family, and you have a wife and 3 kids, each one of those additional families gets 50 acres of land. So you get 50 acres, your wife gets 50 acres, and your 3 kids also get 50 acres of land. So just by you coming with your family to America, you have 250 acres of land. And remember, back in Europe at this time, land means wealth. So you have Europeans who want land. There's not much land in Europe because all the rich people have it, and now they have a chance, they have a big opportunity to have land and really become wealthy for their children. They also need some doctors, so you want some doctors there. And many, however, many people that establish themselves in Virginia, they are getting tired of working on the fields. So they bring over what's known as an indentured servant. So you can't pay to come over to America. It's an expensive trip. But if you agree to become an indentured servant, an owner of land would pay for you to come across, and in exchange for that passage, in exchange for that trip, you would agree to work for that landowner for 4 to 7 years. So you would be an indentured servant. The owner would pay for your passage, they'd pay for your food and for your housing. Once someone is done being an indentured servant, then they would be given that 50 acres of land. And that worked out well until indentured servants started getting those 50 acres of land, and the Jamestown colonists started realizing that that wasn't the greatest idea of giving away land, essentially for in exchange for work. So in 1619, the first shipment of African slaves arrives in Virginia. So in 1619, really what begins to define the United States, especially the southern colonies, and eventually consumes the rest of the United States for the next few hundred years, we have slavery beginning in America.